welcome to weekly Kashmir University Video Digest Quest. First a look at the highlights. DSW celebrates Earth Day. The heads of various departments and deans held a meeting with Vice Chancellor and World Blood Donation Day observed. Now the details of these events with your host Arabia Altaf. As part of the Earth Day celebrations, Department of Students' Welfare in association with Department of Earth Sciences organized 2014 edition of the Earth Day, during which painting and debating competitions were held. Around 200 students from various schools, universities, affiliated and constituent colleges participated in the painting and debating competition.
It's Michael Schumacher, the celebrated author of Small is Beautiful, who tells you that economists are like the prophets, and it is economists who tell you what is economic and what is non-economic, and anything which is non-economic is something condemned to be as sin.
In the blind race of development, are we not realizing that we are not moving towards development, but we are moving ahead towards destruction? We are living in a restless and complex life.
So, my dear friends, when we go to buy the economic development, the cost that we have to bear, the cost that we have to furnish is the environment.
Now, the topic for today's debate is economic development versus environmental degradation. Is there a conflict? And I here oppose the motion. There is no need to sacrifice a strong economy for a healthy environment. We can say it is plausible to say that a healthy environment and a healthy economy can coexist together in a perfect situation where environment is free and everyone agrees to attach an economic value to the environment protection.
Many developed nations have very nicely adopted a nice tricky model in which first they try to destroy the environment completely and then they try to invest in cleaning it up. This is just similar to a situation where someone you find who would cut down the redwood tree, mount upon its stump and then give speech on its conservation.
Later, the valedictory function of the event was held at the Gandhi Bhavan, in which winners were awarded. Dean Students Welfare, Professor Nilofer Khan, presented the welcome address.
For this particular program, there were different students from schools as well as colleges and universities also who participated in different events. I think we at Department of Students Welfare and in other departments of the university, we need to give these young budding artists and debaters opportunity to participate here in the various functions of our university. We at the Department of Students Welfare try to do that because, as we know, we have to catch any talent from school itself, whether it's intellectual, whether it's artistic, or any other event.
Head Department of Earth Sciences Professor Shakil Ahmed Ramshu observed that increasing human footprints on the fragile lands and glaciers has caused degradation.
If you look at some other problems that land degradation we have here, or if you look at the climate change scenario, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know. All of us, have been observing at, continuous depletion in the snow, right from, if you look at the 40 or 50 years data, we used to get a lot of snow. So some of these problems are anthropogenic and some of these problems are natural. Like climate change, there is a component of natural variation and there is a component of anthropogenic variability. So all these, problems, and also we are prone to the disasters. We can't, escape from the disasters. Let us say disaster like earthquake. One side we are very proud that we are living in one of the most beautiful part of the earth, But at the same time, that has made us vulnerable to the earthquakes. There is nothing human influences into that. It is all natural. So, but there is a way out for these, I mean, all these disasters, all these environmental problems which we are facing in this state, I think the academia, the government and the civil society has an important role to play.
Vice Chancellor Professor A.M. Shah told the audience that degradation of the environment can only be stopped if we change ourselves a bit.
My dear friends, I believe when we see around the pollution in the environment and the way things are going on, the only solution apart from the laws at the government level is that we must change our own self. We must respect the environment. We must think in terms of how we can protect the environment and how we can make this so beautiful valley to be beautiful in future also, so that future generations will respect us. I am sure all of us, the students from the schools and the colleges and the university will join hands, and all of us will together pray for it as well as do something so that the development cycle does not stop, but as well as we are in a position to protect environment as well.
Professor Shah said the economic development and environmental protection can go hand in hand. There is no dichotomy in it.
As far as economic development and the environment is concerned, if you believe both are important, there should not be a conflict. But we see there is a conflict, unfortunately, at our level. Sometimes I say, despite we have been polluting the environment, if you start looking from your own self, I may start, we derive pleasure by polluting the environment. Nobody is concerned about the environment. Similarly, the companies or the institutions who are involved directly or indirectly with the development cycle are also not bothered whether we should start thinking about the environment or not. They are basically thinking in terms of commercial terms, whether somebody is growing vegetables in the dull, or somebody is just manufacturing some products, or somebody is designing a policy at the government level. Hardly I believe, because why so? It's a fact there are what Professor Ramshu was saying, that we need laws. There are some laws, but these laws are not working very effectively. What I believe basically, we need a change in our attitude. We need to understand that how much important this environment is for our future.
Cultural Officer Mr. Shahid Ali Khan conducted the proceedings of the function. A delegation of the executive body of Kashmir University Officers Association called upon Vice Chancellor Professor A.M. Shah in his officer chambers and interacted with him. During the interaction, KUA officials felicitated Professor Shah and put forward their ideas to improve the functioning of Kashmir University. Later, heads of various departments and deans held a meeting with Vice Chancellor in the committee room of the administration block. Speaking on the occasion, Registrar Professor Zafar Ahmad Rishi, while echoing trust on the capabilities of the new Vice Chancellor, advised officials to contribute actively in the growth of university.
He also desired, in fact, that there should be a sort of a formal meeting of all the heads of departments, directors, so that he is also able to share his, say, vision of the university with you, and then whatever our colleagues have to say on this occasion, they will be also welcome.
While seeking their cooperation, Vice Chancellor Professor A.M. Shah told HODs and deans that he is open to suggestions that can improve Kashmir University and make it a world-class university.
If I am there for 1 month or 3 months or 3 years, it is immaterial, but even one day I believe is very important. So if we start thinking from day one, maybe we will be able to do certain very superior things in due course of time. In my introductory remarks, I am interested only to request you for your cooperation, for your suggestions, for your inputs on all these things. There are sometimes some plus points for a person who is a local person, as well as there are some disadvantages. The advantage which I enjoy is that we all know each other. Similarly, we know each other's limitations, is each other's, in fact, the plus points as well. But I assure you, whenever I start working or any other academic position or any other position which I was holding, I start day one with a clean slate. All people are honest, all people are competent, if proved otherwise.
Professor Shah apprised all that he wants things to be done in quick time following proper norms.
I want things to be done very quickly. I told control examinations that please tell me what you want me to do. I am going not call you here, I am going to come to your examination, sit with you for a whole day or whatever you want me. Tell me, I will start with you in your office. When I was controller, I was even picking up answer books myself. There are instances where I motivated people not through by words. I motivated them when I was picking answer books or handling answer books myself. So my dear friends, I want this opportunity or this great responsibility God has put on my shoulder. These are the decisions of Allah. And inshallah, I will try my level best to do it in the best possible manner.
Many HODs and deans expressed their opinions and suggestions with regard to the development of the university. Some of the members who spoke on the occasion included Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management Studies, Professor Shabir Ahmed Bhatt, Dean, Faculty of Applied Sciences and Technology, Professor M.Y. Shah, Dean, Faculty of Law, Professor Muhammad Ayub Dar, Dean, Faculty of Education, Professor Mahmood Ahmed Khan, Dean, Faculty of Engineering, Professor G.M. Bhatt, and Dean, Students Welfare, Professor Nilofer Khan.
Transport facility for our disabled students, which is very important because society is looking at us. And number two, providing disabled friendly infrastructure on the campus. Maximum of our buildings are not disabled friendly. Today I have received an application from students, and plus I think we have to ensure all the buildings which are coming up, they have to be disabled friendly.
When we talk of the challenge, it's not a challenge in terms of only developing a world-class infrastructure. You may have a world-class infrastructure available, but if there is not an appropriate teaching methodology, if you don't have an appropriate input, right kind of faculty, that doesn't mean anything, because we have seen experience are there that the people who are studying in far less infrastructure when it comes to that developed environment have done wonders in their life.
The departments which have already been started should qualitatively work. Otherwise, if I am sending a student to South Campus but there is no teacher, there is not a contractual teacher also, and there is not a book also, then automatically I am creating a liability for the society.
As a head of department, as a director, as a dean academic affairs, and also as a controller, I am expecting that discipline here also. There should be a time frame for every file. If a file moves from one desk to another desk, it should not take years together or months together. That there be a time frame, say within 4 or 5 days or 10 days, and done. I think that is very much needed.
You are very much informed, as everyone gets said, that you are informed about everything to be done. I'm sure about that. And I will refer to engineering in an establishment of engineering institution in the university. This you can call it even a short-term strategy because it has to be done as early as possible.
National Service Scheme in collaboration with Skim Sora observed World Blood Donation Day. A one-day awareness seminar was organized in the EMMRC auditorium. Coordinator NSS Professor Farooq Ahmed Khan presented the welcome address.
The need of the hour is how to have the timely access to the safe blood. We are accosted with the lifestyle that we are not able to focus not only on our own self, but to the whole of the society. So in this juncture, what needs to be sensitized both at the younger level, at the student level, at the society level, to create an awareness.
Speaking on the occasion, Registrar Professor Zafar Ahmad Rishi observed that it is the job of higher education institutes to inculcate the value of blood donating on regular basis.
Donating blood is in fact an active way of helping others. And then somehow this culture of helping others is diminishing. And we need to inculcate this spirit of helping others in our young children. And then this is the duty, this is presumably the essence of organizing such type of days. You somehow send this message to the youngsters that you live basically in this world, not as an individual, but as part of basically this larger ecosystem in which you have to have relationships with the fellow human beings, with plants, with animals, with air, water, so on and so forth. And then as long as we live basically in harmony with each other, then alone will be serving the purpose for which we have been created by Almighty Allah.
Director SKIMS Dr. Shaukat Ahmed Zargar, while deliberating upon the theme of this year's World Blood Donation Day, Donate Blood, Save Mother, said thousands of expectant mothers die every year in India during the period of pregnancy due to the paucity of the blood.
You give save blood, which is the otherwise motto of WHO, but give save blood to save mothers. Now, why they have chosen this? This is very, very important. You know, a mother who gives birth to a child, what we call pregnancy, when she is in pregnancy, as we, the students of medicine, we have been taught pregnancy is a physiological phenomenon. That is a normal phenomenon. But I had never thought it is like that. I think a mother, she invites a disease for herself because pregnancy is not normal. There are problems which are directly related to the pregnancy which cause a disease in the mother. If you look in India itself, on average 200 mothers die per lakh population because of pregnancy.
Vice Chancellor, Central University, Kashmir, Professor Mehrajuddin told participants that blood donation teaches people the spirit of coexistence, harmony, volunteerism and sense of mutual cooperation.
As human beings, the only difference between us and that of animals, us as social animals and that of animals is we have to strike a balance between our basic needs, which I don't want to give in detail. That is, it may be physical, it may be social, it may be mental, or it may be spiritual. We have to strike a balance. And unless we learn to live together and to live for others, we cease to be as human beings. The nursing profession, the medical profession is most respected profession throughout the world. What is the reason? Are they getting more wages than others? Do they get some more perks than others? Are their duty hours even lesser than that of others? The answer to all these questions is no. But the reason is that they attend mankind, they attend human beings at the time when they are suffering from some pain.
Appreciating the role of NSS volunteers, former Vice Chancellor, University of Kashmir, Professor Talat Ahmed told them that their work is being noticed and valued all over.
जिस तरह के ये functions हो रहे हैं और NSS जिस तरह से यहाँ आगे बढ़ रही है, इंशाल्लाह हर साल हम लोगों को इसकी recognition मिलेगी. और जैसा जरगर साहब ने बताया कि मेडिकली ये बहुत एक अच्छी ट्रेडिशन है. ब्लड डोनेशन करने से आपकी बॉडी में रिजुविनेशन होता है और कोई ऐसी चीज़ नहीं कि आप ब्लड डोनेशन करने से आपको कमज़ोरी आएगी. ये 2 दिन 3 दिन के अंदर में वो रिप्लेनिश हो जाता है, वापस आपकी ब्लड आप में खुद पैदा हो जाती है और उससे बॉडी जो है वो ट्यून्ड हो जाती है कि वो ब्लड जनरेट करती रहे.
Program Officer NSS and EMMRC faculty Mr. Tariq Abdullah conducted the proceedings of the event and proposed the vote of thanks.
With blood shortage occurring worldwide, it's important to create a network of young blood donors who commit to donate regularly. So we have to take the pledge and commit to save lives. NSS volunteers keeping their traditions alive are donating blood today also for needy patients. Through coordinating efforts by NSS, volunteers are encouraged to attend blood centers, learn about healthy lifestyle, and give blood regularly.
Professor Talat also distributed certificates among the NSS volunteers who had participated in a cycle race from Srinagar to Delhi held in November 2013. Later, volunteers donated blood. That is all for today's episode. To watch all the episodes of Quest, log on to our website EMMRCKashmir.com. Send us your suggestions at our email address quest@EMMRCKashmir.com. Before I take your leave, here are a few words of wisdom. Why do we have this uncritical reverence for the published writer? Why does the simple fact of publication suddenly make a person hitherto almost derided? Now a proper object of our admiration, a repository of special and important knowledge about the human condition.